Cali Unicycle Dad here with Dak Attack and Cindy Lou Who, my mom. On production, we got my wife. She's going to be answering any comments you guys might have, letting us know. The camera's in the sky. Today, we're going to give you our all-time top 5 horror / scary / Halloween movies. Movies that we like to watch when this time of year rolls around, right? Right.
Affirmative.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we're going to do our top 5. We'll start at 5 and work our way up. And then we've all got some honorable mentions because there's a lot of good movies out there, right?
Correct.
Yeah. David is all against the honorable mentions. He doesn't want to do it. He says, if we do honorable mentions, then it's going to be a top 10 list. So, anyways, we're going to do the honorable mentions because there's just too many movies that, out there. So, we'll start over here. Cindy Lou, what is your number 5 all-time favorite scary horror Halloween movie?
Number 5 is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I love that little jingle. One more day till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. One more day till Halloween.
Silver Shamrock.
That is a good movie. I like that movie too. My number 5. Get Out.
I support that.
Get Out was a badass movie. Not good enough to be my number 1, and probably 5's a little bit lower than where it should be, but an excellent movie. The idea behind the movie, and when you figure out what's going on, is just like terrifying. Loved it. What do you got?
I got my number 5, or is it 10? It's 5. It's 5. I'm gonna go with the more modern movie. Well, I guess that's modern too, but Midsommar. Great. Did you see that?
Out yet. I've got it on my
It's
list.
a great watch, pretty much with the, some college kids. One's doing a thesis on So basically, it starts. I'm not going to go how it actually starts out, but basically, it's about some college kids that go to Sweden to basically this tribe.
Swedish meatballs.
The Swedish. Yeah. So they pretty much go check out this tribe. So when the tribe they grow up in this commune nowhere, and once they're 18 they kind of go out into the world, and they're actually allowed to bring some people back for a small period of time. So one of them's doing a thesis. It's a group of friends, and then one's doing a thesis on that tribe of Swedish people, and it just kind of gets pretty crazy from there. They're just really they're isolated people. They do things the old way, and it's a fun watch without really wanting to give anything away.
Okay.
When I went into it, I really didn't know much about it, and it was really fun going to that journey.
Okay, it's been on my list for over a year, and so that's going to be.
It's
in my
on Amazon
October.
Prime right now too.
Okay, I'm putting it in my October Halloween watch list.
Yeah, I like the idea of that movie. I haven't seen it either, but I like the idea. So we got Halloween 3, Get Out, and Midsommar. All right.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4 is Creepshow, directed by George A. Romero, written by Stephen King.
Love the Creepshows.
It's got the lonesome death of Jordy Verrill.
So good.
Yeah, so good. And the monster under the stairs. Holy, I still jerk.
Yeah, I love
face.
that.
One of my favorite anthology.
Yeah,
yes,
me too, for sure.
I want my cake, Bedelia.
Great movie. All right, number 4 for me, Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
When Evil Dead came out, there was nothing else like it. It was crazy and funny and dramatic and suspenseful and scary. It was everything wrapped up into one, and you had no idea what was going to happen. And just to make a point, what was the second one? Army of Darkness?
No, that was the third
one.
one.
Is Evil Dead 2.
Army of Darkness.
Which actually rates higher for me than Evil Dead.
The third one was crazy when they like turned into they were like little guys of him running around.
Yeah.
And they even didn't HBO or somebody did like a Evil Dead series spin-off
Yeah,
too,
I don't remember who it was, but yeah.
because the movies were so good. Your number four.
I actually have another fun one, but Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the
I
Dead.
mean, just fun from beginning to end. You know,
Yeah.
a loser that just kind of doesn't want to grow up and just kind of ends up in the apocalypse.
Love how they hold
The
up
zombie
in
apocalypse.
their bar, the
Yeah,
Winchester,
the Winchester. Yeah,
with the Winchester,
yeah.
like up above the
But
bar.
just a straight up fun one.
That movie's great. Love Shaun of the Dead. Side note, I was kind of disappointed by Hot Fuzz. I thought it'd be better, but it was funny.
Oh, I love all
I
those
like
films.
those. I
Yeah.
like all the. I think those two are great. I like all their movies. They're good together.
Yeah, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Yep.
All right,
All right. For number 3,
three.
the true classic, Halloween, John Carpenter, 1978 version, of course. The original.
I was 2.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Halloweens were good, but not on my top list.
Yeah, really only one, and Halloween 3, which doesn't count because it's totally different. The original Halloween is the only of the, Michael Myers.
Well, did you know that was the original vision of Halloween? Was to be an anthology series, so it wasn't supposed to be a Michael Myers series. That's why, I think that from the success of the first one, they did a direct sequel. But that's why the third one was so different, because that was the original intent of it.
Yeah, it makes me bad I don't have that Trick or Treat movie on here. That's
great.
Too.
Yeah,
that's a good movie. Didn't even make the list. But
so what you got?
the first time I watched Halloween,
Another? Is that one of your honorable mentions?
it's lower than that.
Oh, okay.
Lower than
I shouldn't have said anything. I just mentioned it. It's not an honorable mention.
It's just a mention.
It's just a mention.
Dishonorable mention?
Just a mention.
Dishonorable mention. All right, so number 3 for me, we got our man Jack in a hotel, holed up with his kid named Danny. The Shining.
Purported to be the greatest horror movie of all time by many, many people.
Yeah.
Freaking scary movie, especially when the little kid in the movie is like the same age as you and has the same name as you.
And probably the same haircut at the time.
Yeah, probably the same
Exactly.
haircut.
Your mom did that.
I even had the same like velour t-shirts with the collars. Yeah, the same thing. Oh, The Shining.
I'm gonna go with great. Just a quick note: did you ever see Doctor Sleep?
No.
Oh, you got to check that out.
That is a
Holds
great
up very
sequel.
well.
Yeah.
Came out last year, or earlier this year.
Yeah, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I want to say. But yeah, no, a great sequel for especially something that was made whatever it was 30 years ago.
That's why it's so scary to me, because it was made back then and it's just so dramatic. Like everything in it.
They did a lot with so little.
Like the nasty person in the bathroom and like the ghost at the bar and like everything in it is just creepy. The Rad Rom.
Yeah.
Rad Rom. It's just creepy. All right, so what's your 3?
All right, my number 3 is a bit of a newer movie. I think it came out about 2016, 17, somewhere around there. But Terrifier with Art the Clown.
Terrifier.
I love that movie.
Is
I
it
have
scary?
Terrifier.
Scary, or is it?
Well, I mean, I'm a grown ass adult, so I mean,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, it's for like a modern horror, like villain. It's great. Like, yeah, no, he's just. What I love about the film is just really the expressions that Art the Clown makes. Like, he's so animated. He actually was in, I believe, gosh, it might have been Trick or Treat. Like originally,
Okay.
like he came in like one of these earlier
I
anthology
remember a
films.
clown in that.
Right, with the little boy was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So he was that clown. That was actually a different actor that did that. When they made the movie Terrifier, they hired a new guy to do it, and just his expressions and, I mean, it's pretty simplistic horror movie. A couple drunk girls on Halloween party. They leave the party. They end up going to this restaurant, and then Art the Clown comes in and just kind of starts stalking them. They take off, and then they end up having like a flat tire. So they
It's always a damn flat tire.
Or
I
no,
can't
no, no, no,
part-
no, no, no. My bad. Yeah, no,
Or
no,
you
no, no,
have
no, no. They went to the party.
Or they have sex.
What's that?
It kills you in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't
Maybe
want to
that's
walk
why I'm
backwards
alive.
or have sex, buddy.
But
You get a flat tire, you have sex. Either one, you're dead in the movie.
yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those classic girls being chased by this maniac clown. Like there isn't much to it, but Art the Clown is definitely a great modern villain.
Sounds good. Where can we watch Terrifier?
You can come to my house because I bought the movie. I will supply beer and popcorn and whatever else you want.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy the movie. It was on like Netflix for the longest time. It might be on a streaming service now. I'm just not sure. I own the movie though, so
Awesome.
I loved it so much, I bought the movie.
exactly, and I do that.
Yeah, he does do that. He did do that. Two.
Well, for two.
I missed out on that. Two. There you go.
Two.
Man, this is a movie that I will not only watch in October as Halloween is coming around. I will watch this movie curled up in a blanket on any given Sunday because it is just one of my favorite
Any given
movies.
Sunday.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be on the horror movie list. This is one of my go-tos, and I own it. And it is Silver Bullet.
Oh, okay, I thought it was
Silver Bullet.
I thought it was like and I own it.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
don't own it, but I
Okay.
do own Silver Bullet.
Love
And
Silver
I
Bullet.
love Uncle Red and the kids and their
And
relationship.
Uncle Red is
Gary
Gary Busey.
who, you know,
Busey.
crazy.
He's
Gary
so crazy.
Busey. And,
Let's make you a souped up wheelchair.
yeah, like, who wants a kid to have a
I
wheelchair?
don't like
that
Gary
goes-
Busey as playing a crazy role though.
It's too
He's
close
not
to
real-
home.
No, just messing
I don't
around.
know. And then,
That's
you know,
all he ever plays. He's just a crazy person.
It's a pretty.
Because he's crazy.
He played Buddy Holly before he hit his head in
Yeah, I
a
did.
motorcycle accident.
That's
I
right.
think that motorcycle accident is
Well, the whole Richie Valens and Buddy Holly thing was a lot worse than his motorcycle accident.
yeah, that's true.
They died.
They couldn't come back.
Like
from
he came
that.
back and was an actor and was successful.
Yeah.
They just died.
Anyway,
Happy Halloween!
Silver Bullet, and that's a scary werewolf, and man, she's out she's in that little garage with the cans, and she finds the bat, and plus it has one of my favorite movie lines, which I quote a lot, but nobody ever knows because it's so obscure. But when the guys are like, they're walking through kind of the fog, they've gone out, as like a vigilantes looking for the killer, and they're walking through the fog, and all of a sudden they hear noises, and the one guy says, "Start backing up, Andy, real slow."
But yeah,
That was a great movie. You made me watch that when I was a kid, so I like that movie. I think it was one of the movies that before we moved out to where there was no TV, and you guys bought HBO for 1 month and recorded everything
Hey,
on VHS.
yeah.
oh man, well I mean back in the day it was great to get those 2 or 3 days that weekend thing,
Yeah.
so you can record stuff off
Record
the TV.
all the
Yeah.
movies on.
Yeah.
Sorry, HBO. This was a long time ago. You guys streaming everything now. All right, my number two involves the ocean, boat's captain, and people getting eaten.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun,
It inspired me
dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
to make a shark
But deep
disguise
sea,
for my
awesome.
unicycle. You can see it. Shark Bucks. We'll link it in the description. Jaws.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first Jaws. Not Jaws 2, 3, 4, or 18, but the first Jaws. Because I think it came out in
76.
76.
Like the year you were born.
So, back then, there wasn't a lot of scary stuff out there, and this was real because it was a shark. It wasn't like a clown. It was a shark that ate people.
Like if you go out,
really
you're at the
big
beach, you're minding your own
shark.
business, you go out in the water, and a shark eats you, or you're throwing a stick for your dog.
I bet there's countless people that to this day are like, nah, pass. ocean water. Pass. Jaws. Saw it. Don't need to go out there. Don't need to risk it. So for me,
I'm sure that is an impact that has
Jaws.
left on a lot of people. No, I'm serious.
So what's your number 2?
Number 2. Wow. Classic movie for sure. Night of the Living Dead. Always been into zombie culture. Probably even before zombie culture became like really cool. Like in the beginning, probably of the 2000s, where there was kind of a burst, and then into The Walking Dead. But man, that film still just like holds up to me. I can watch it, and obviously not as scary, but I mean, as it was as a kid, but still that scene with the daughter in the basement, going after her mom, when she already had turned with the and you're not really showing anything, just like the blood splatter. Like, I mean, that's still great to me.
I think the creeping oppression, and I love the you're either up above or you're down below. The whole thing, how like, well, we're gonna stay safe in the basement, or you're gonna be up there on your own.
Right.
Just how the people, like the small society they have created, falls apart within the movie. Like, we can't even hold it together for this handful of people cannot hold it together.
And they can't agree on anything.
Yeah,
Like,
Isn't
yeah.
that the point of zombie movies in the first place? Like, people kill more people than the zombies kill?
People kill a lot of people trying to get away from the zombies. I don't know if they end up killing more.
Of course, there's always that unfortunate incident with Bill Murray in Zombieland. But that was like a mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't want to pretend to be a zombie.
Cindy, too soon.
You don't want to pretend to be a zombie like when
In an
people
apocalypse.
kill in an apocalypse. Bad idea.
But it was funny.
Cindy, is that a regular mention?
That's not even on my
Dishonorable
list. It's not even on
mention,
my
maybe?
list.
I don't know.
it's a great movie, though. Love
It's a great
Zombieland.
movie. Yeah.
Love the rules that he
the Twinkie
has.
Search.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And one of the things, just a quick note, I loved actually the 90s remake of Night of the Living Dead. I think that's actually one of the best
too.
remakes of a horror,
Yeah,
or of a film in general. And just how actually, the a-hole that was underneath with his family. I loved the whole thing. It's like, yeah, I'm going up to the attic at the end. You always say it's, up or down, but hey, there's an attic. Yeah, he was the safest of them all up there. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and I loved that Barbara became...
Yeah, I like...
Because the first Barbara
Leo,
was so
don't
weak.
touch
Like, she
that
just
wire.
totally went into shock.
Right.
In probably the first, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah,
maybe
pretty much
she
after
kind
her
of-
brother died, and yeah, so like comatose.
Even before he hits his head, she goes into this crazy shock, and she's totally ineffectual throughout
Right.
the whole thing. And
No,
then
it was
just
nice.
gets
It was nice to
dragged
see her
out.
as a strong, and it felt, especially in 1990, like it felt like a right thing, other than making her like the damsel in distress, or
Yeah.
just numb or whatever to what's going on. Yeah.
Cool. So, are we at 1?
We're at 1.
Are we at 1?
At 1.
That didn't really, it
Maybe
just,
should we do our honorable mentions before 1?
Yeah, let's do our honorable mentions before 1.
okay.
I think we should just spit them out too. We don't need to go
No,
through a
well,
whole.
I've got several here, and some of these are just beloved movies. But the one I'm going to talk about was directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Dude, if you say
I know-
Unbreakable, I'm gonna punch you.
That is not a horror movie.
It's not.
Or if you
Some
say
of
if you
us,
say The Village,
nope,
I'm gonna hurt you.
nope.
Are you gonna hurt her no matter which one she says?
We got all these threats here.
The
Legal.
only
I know. I mean, seriously, this is a live stream.
the
You're
only
threatening your
scary
mom
good
here.
movie he's ever done is Sixth Sense. So
Okay, what I'm going to throw out for you is
This is her. This is hers. Leave her alone.
The Visit.
Oh, that's
You,
bad.
you haven't seen The Visit.
no, I banned that guy.
Well,
What are your other honorable mentions?
I think The Visit is awesome.
Okay,
It involves kids going to visit their grandparents that are estranged from their mom.
I think the problem I had with that was I figured it out.
But
like,
are they
like,
really?
like less than halfway.
are they really
I'm,
people?
no,
Are
you
they
gotta
ghosts?
you gotta watch the movie to find out.
I'm never gonna do that.
Then
So-
fine.
What are your other honorable mentions?
Okay, this
They're just mentions.
Well, I love, I love me
Tell
some
us.
John Carpenter, so I got The Fog, 1980,
Nice.
with Adrian
That's a
Barbeau.
good movie. Love that movie.
Evil Dead 2, which
Love
I
Evil Dead.
personally like
It's on my-
Evil
it's
Dead
on my top
2
5.
better than Evil Dead 1, because it's got, that's where he chops his arm off for the chainsaw. I'd like to throw in there that Patty and I went and saw Evil Dead the movie. Evil Dead the musical.
I didn't know they even had a musical.
They have a musical called Evil Dead the Musical that plays in various small venues, and it was playing up in Martinez about 9 years ago. So we bought our tickets, and they have a splatter zone. So like if you're in the first...
Like Gallagher?
Yes, but with blood.
Instead of watermelons?
So we sat in the splatter zone, and we met some interesting people. And it's a musical, and then they had this little place that we saw it in actually had full alcohol drinks. And so they had some crazy drinks, Evil Dead drinks.
Yeah, did you have like a favorite out of it? Did they have like special ones? Do you remember? Or did you get so crazy that night it was just like
it was,
college and Jello shots and tequila shots out of a super soaker?
Yeah, it was like that. And some really great songs and
out of a super soaker.
It was awesome. I highly recommend it. Sometimes it plays in Vegas because it's just such a small production and stuff, but I highly recommend if you ever see Evil Dead the musical playing anywhere that you go see it because it's awesome.
What else is on your honorable mention?
Well, you got a couple more, right?
Yeah, I got to throw some Alfred Hitchcock in there.
Ooh.
The Birds.
Birds is good.
That's probably another movie that's not even on the horror list. It's on the all-time list.
Once again, if you guys want to come over and watch that with me, I own that movie.
I own that movie too.
So you can come over and watch it at Cindy's house, my house, or we can all get together.
When we were coming back from camping, I'm throwing a link out right now onto Facebook so other people can tune in. That's what I'm doing on my phone, which has 8% battery life. But when we came back from camping in Monterey, we drove right by where that was filmed. It's off the Highway 1, right? Mm-hmm. And so we really, really tried to go there, and we ended up going and eating lunch at
Bodega Bay.
Yeah, some fish and chip place, which is pretty good.
I think the schoolhouse might be a bed and breakfast, actually. Or it was for a while. I'm not sure if they made a go of it.
Awesome.
In my other ones, Psycho. I think that Psycho was like the first kind of mad killer movie, and I listened to a podcast about it not that long ago, and it was kind of interesting. Just Alfred Hitchcock had a vision, and he had to work around some different stuff to get that movie made, and it's pretty scary, and it holds up pretty well.
I like how Hitchcock would always put himself in his movies in this tiny little cameo, so as you're watching, you're like,
right? He was
where is this guy?
Right, it's kind of like Stan Lee did with his Marvel movies.
Yeah,
you know?
I love
that.
that.
M. Night Shyamalan too.
And Night Shyamalan. He whose name must not be spoken.
Because somebody hates him so much, and I won't say his name because his name won't be spoken either.
That's
Dan.
right.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
All right, and was there one more, or was that?
Well, I'm looking through because. I've got Fright Night 1985 on here.
I love Fright Night. I love the deep voice of the vampire guy.
But I
from The Princess Bride?
I love the remake of Fright Night with eyebrows.
Yeah, he's the bad.
With the Princess Bride.
Yeah, that's the original.
Yeah. Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah.
That was a great remake too.
Yeah, so those are some good vampire movies. I would say those are probably up there with my favorite vampire movies.
Those weren't all vampire movies. Oh, you're just saying in general. Okay.
I'm just saying that Fright Night.
Yeah, absolutely. Great vampire movie.
Okay, I guess that's most of my
honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions.
All right.
So let's hear your.
No, not me.
Oh, okay. So I'll go next.
Because you're like tapping.
I'll make this quick.
You're down to 6%.
6%.
Because he's only got one.
All right.
He's got rules. And he follows them. He abides by his code.
What? No, absolutely not. He doesn't play by anybody's rules, not even his own.
No, you have a code.
Oh, I have a code. Oh, yeah, I have a code. No, I'm gonna do my top 5 honorable mentions, and I'm just gonna mention them. Number 1, The Collector. Number 2, Creep. Number 3, Fright Night '85. Number 4, let's go with I didn't get that far. I only had one. Oh, the Collector.
No, you said that.
Okay. I got to do that again then. And then let's go with all right. That's my top 5 honorable mentions.
That's why you should write your list in blood. That way you can remember.
Well,
things.
I was doing a top 5 list with an honorable mention, not a top 10 list.
This list has 11 on it.
Okay, but that's good.
Yeah, so
Are we ready for our number ones yet? Or you haven't talked about your...
I got it. I'm done.
You got it?
Good.
Yeah, sorry.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay,
Hey,
we're talking about your
what are you
honorable
saying?
mentions.
Honorable mentions. All right, so I've got some what I think are really good honorable mentions, but you guys might not agree. So, Scream.
Oh, yeah. I felt bad that I couldn't get it in my list because it's killer.
So, like, when
Literally.
Scream came out, like, who done it? Nobody knew. Nobody knew
And they
who
took
done
out
it.
Drew Barrymore in, like, the first few minutes.
So, that was awesome. Scream. What did you think of Scream?
Yes.
All right. Alien.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Love Alien. That
Yeah, I admit
atmosphere.
I'm probably a bigger fan of Aliens, but definitely not number 3.
No,
The-
that one shouldn't.
Another honorable mention for me, The Exorcist.
Always,
See, I've never watched The Exorcist.
Always the fun one. I like that.
I know. How is that? I have read the book, but I've never seen The Exorcist. Because, devil movies aren't really my, they're not
Hey, buddy.
in my,
All right.
I guess I'm worried about the devil getting me. I mean, I've seen The Omen. And
Uh,
I've seen that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Remember he made that movie?
End of Days.
Yeah. That was a
Oh, another honorable mention. VHS. Sorry.
no.
okay.
I'll
Alright.
sneak another one in before the sentence.
All right,
yeah.
go ahead.
All right. Hellraiser.
Oh yeah, I felt bad that it
Pinhead.
wasn't on my list.
Oh my God.
Pinhead, totally
All
classic.
those. That's like all about hell.
All the
though.
Cenobites, they're terrifying.
Number 10.
Well, have you watched that recently though?
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That-
I watched it last year
Okay. To
It's
me, that
great.
that movie doesn't hold
with the
up.
cube
but,
and.
uh,
All right, and then Dead Alive. You guys ever
I
seen
have seen
Dead Alive?
I
Have you seen Dead Alive?
it's been forever.
It's been
So-
forever. Remind me of the plot.
So
I know I've
all right,
seen
so
it.
Dead
That's
Alive.
the one with the girl, right?
So Dead Alive. This
It's a zombie movie.
kind of they like it like starts on this island, and then some like a rat gets infected and comes back and bites this dude's mom, and then she like turns into a zombie and he's feeding her. Her eyeball falls out into her soup and then she eats her own eye. It's
I know I've
it's a
seen
cult
that,
movie.
But
I don't know who
remember too
directed it. I
much
can't
about
remember,
it.
but oh my gosh, it's great. And then so Dead Alive, excellent movie. And then my last honorable mention, and this is just because when it came out, it was like a shock. It was shocker. Saw. When Saw,
yeah.
the very first Saw, not all the other Saws, because then you
Yeah.
knew what to expect.
The first one was great.
But the first one, you're like, holy crap, that dude just did that to himself. Wow.
I think my only problem with Saw is that I figured out that guy laying on the floor was the bad guy almost
You
immediately.
mean
Kind of like you
Jigsaw?
with The Visit. Yeah, kind of like you with The Visit. Like I figured out real
but to be
quick.
fair, Saw was entertaining.
Yes.
I'm telling you, The Visit.
I saw that movie.
That's
It just wasn't my thing. I figured it out, and I'm kind of like Dan in a sense. I'm not a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan. Like I do love like the series Unbreakable, Split, and what was the last one that he did
Oh,
that had them all
Yeah,
together?
yeah, yeah.
Glass.
Glass.
I like those, but I'm not a huge
okay
fan
with
of them.
those, but I do have to confess that Signs is in my top 5 movies, all movies. I love Signs. I love that movie. I like the family. I like
You know
everything that happened.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. I can dig that because that's
Yeah.
probably the only. I haven't seen that movie in its entirety, but what I saw of it, it was entertaining. especially compared to a lot of other crap I've watched.
I'm not that big of a Joaquin Phoenix stan, but I love him as the brother, and I love that when he swings away, man, that to me, I'm like, yeah, swing away, Merle.
But all
swing
right,
away.
we got your number one. We got our number ones going on, right?
Yeah.
We've had all these honorable mentions.
Number one.
Number one. My number one.
Oh, you know what? And actually, for my last honorable mention, it's actually one that was on your list. Halloween 3.
Yeah.
Silver Shamrock.
Well, she had Halloween 2.
No, she had 3.
Okay, all right.
No,
all right.
she doesn't mess with Halloween.
Halloween 2.
Nobody does.
Not really.
It doesn't matter if it's that or a Rob Zombie remix.
All right,
remake.
so
Nobody does
Okay.
that.
Well, my number one is we've already talked about it quite a bit because it's Night of the Living Dead.
Nice.
1968. I mean, I think that's probably the best scary movie
1968.
ever made. Holds up.
Totally.
1968
Yep,
is
totally
the
holds up. I love it.
All right. For me,
1968.
the number one
Definitely
movie,
the one you
let me
want.
set the scene for you. All right.
All right.
So that could be Cujo, is it?
Final Destination.
What the fuck, Mom?
Look who said this for you. Another boy named Danny.
This asshole right here
Leo,
took
don't
me.
listen to your dad never call me an asshole, son. It's not
Yeah,
okay.
that's not.
What
a
year
good
did
word.
it come out?
Well, probably 1980, 1979. Probably.
Okay. So she thought it was a good idea to take a 3-year-old to the drive-in and watch
That's
Cujo,
Cool. That's cool.
right? Not just a 3-year-old whose name is Danny, the same as the main character in the movie,
What
right?
is with it with Stephen King? It's
The
like
whole-
he's out to get you.
The whole freaking Cujo movie is about a little boy stuck in a car with his mom who has to pee. I'm in a freaking car in the drive-in, and guess what? I gotta pee,
Did you
and
know
I
you
got
had
the
to pee?
same. I got the same name as the little boy in the movie. Freaking terrifying. Cujo had rabies. He was giant. He was mean. He killed a freaking cop. I don't know how you thought it was okay to take. Obviously, it scarred me. Number one, Cujo.
Oh, what was that one? Really?
What was your number one?
My number one. All right, asshole. All right, no, sorry. I just had to. I just wanted to jump in there too.
Does it have anything to do with childhood trauma?
No. Actually, mine's just one of my all-time favorite. It's a black and white film in the vampire genre, but I love me some Vincent Price, so I got The Last Man
Yes.
on Earth.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Love it.
great story.
Yeah, I just to this day it still holds up. Something that I like to at least watch once a
Yep.
year.
His voice too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, thriller.
It's just it transcends time. Scooby Doo. Hit the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, he's just his legacy's lasted on, and maybe for some of you younger folk that like the Will Smith, I Am Legend was a remake of The Last Man. Wasn't a huge fan of it. It was still fun, but it definitely wasn't
Not Vincent.
The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, speaking of
No.
Vincent, House of Wax, very terrifying in House of
I liked
Wax.
House of Wax,
where
yeah.
suddenly you realize that there's.
You already got your mentions.
I
No.
liked.
All right, I didn't mention it. I should have written it down, then I could have.
How many mentions do you
I
get?
wouldn't have really been mentioned.
They're
You've written blood.
mentions. They're mentioned, so mention away.
All right, Alyssa, will you Google every horror movie, and we're just gonna mention them all and see if they
On
are.
it.
Yeah, because I feel bad about The Purge because I
The
really
Purge,
like
that's
The
great.
Purge series.
All the Purge movies are great too.
Yeah, and
all in
you
their
know-
own way. They're all the
Yeah,
same and all
they-
different. And
I would have put. I do. I put all the Night of the Living Deads into my. I love the zombie stuff.
Yeah.
Like you.
Oh,
I didn't put any on my list.
like
but
Return of the Living Dead.
I was just
love
going to
them
say
all.
that.
Yeah.
Like Return of the Living Dead totally holds up because it's a little bit off and it's that great story.
Well, it was the dude that did Night of the Living Dead with Romero. They kind of went their separate ways, and he did. And then he had
Even
what's his
like,
name, Tony Savini,
Yeah.
doing the makeup
yeah.
for
Like,
it. That did Thriller.
Yeah.
what was it? Planet Terror.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It was such a good.
I actually got to rewatch that.
Yeah, I love.
I
love
saw it when
all
it came
those.
out. I really don't remember it too much, but I remember it being fun. I liked it better than Death Proof, which most people seem to like. But
love Death Proof. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite. It's in my top.
I love Kurt.
Tarantino movies. I think it's because I'm a girl and I love the whole girl power theme at the end of it.
Yeah, what about Kill Bill?
I'm not a fan of Kill Bill.
I thought the first volume was great. The second one just lost me.
It was just too all about Quentin, and like I hate when he
His
has
feet,
those long
his foot.
scenes. Yeah, I know about his foot
foot
fetish.
fetish.
It's
Yeah.
irritating.
But
when he draws out those scenes forever, that really kills me. And Kill Bill had a lot of those like long drawn.
Well, how else can he make it 3 hours?
Yeah, it's too much, Quentin. People don't like a 3-hour movie unless it's
That's not true.
jam-packed with action.
I don't know
No,
if
that's not true at all.
my favorite is probably, I don't know if he directed it or not, but
I'll take a 3-hour Quentin Tarantino movie over an hour and a half M. Night Shyamalan movie.
oh, dude, yeah.
That would Tarantino still goes quicker. My opinion.
I really liked From Dusk Till Dawn.
I'm sorry.
Love From Dusk Till Dawn, but that's Robert Rodriguez, who's also a great
It has
director.
Quentin Tarantino in it.
Yes, because he and Robert Rodriguez.
I love that in that movie. It's like two separate movies. It's like
Yeah, and
The
it
first-
turns sideways when
Yeah.
it goes into the second movie. You are not expecting that.
it's like the first half is bank robber, escape, crazy brother, and then the second half is holy crap, vampires.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, don't forget
what?
Cheech.
And yeah, it had everybody. Salma Hayek was like the
the
crazy,
lady.
sexy. She's like pouring tequila down her leg, which her foot is in Tarantino's mouth. Go figure, right?
How do you pull that one off?
He's like,
How many takes do you think that took to get that just right?
I'm gonna need to do this
It
again.
was more than one day, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna need to do
Yeah.
this again.
I'm paying for this tequila. I'm paying for
Selma,
this.
Selma.
He probably produced it.
can we do this again? Selma, can we do this one more time, please? Selma. So I guess that's it for our top 5 list, and I'm
Which
assuming.
expanded into like a top 50 list. I don't
Look,
know.
with all the
So
movies,
many great scary movies.
yeah, all the movies we suggested, you should definitely be able to find something to watch, right? Some kind of scurry movie that
Yeah.
you can watch.
Little Dead.
So I guess that's about it for all this other stuff. We
And
can.
Leo recommends Siren.